my next guest I have to bring in is Sean Scannell, who is the general manager at Café Nuovo. Sean, oh, I'm loving the vest, buddy. Looking good.
How you doing, Rick?
Look at that. Great to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And bacon. I can't go wrong with bacon, that's for sure.
And it's candied at that.
So let me get you a glass, because we get a toast for sure. And I've got more stories than I can come up with about Café Nuovo. So let's see, you've got your choice here. I've got this great Italian Super Tuscan was brought in. I've got an Oberon Cabernet, or I've got a Suave from Italy.
I think the Suave would be perfect for the salad.
Awesome. All right. So, little thing about Café Nuovo, before we get into this, is that I literally have been going to Café Nuovo since the first week that it opened. Vincenzo Ayala, who is one of the owners, had Capriccio, another legend, truthfully, in Rhode Island and in Providence. I was working as a concierge at the Westin Hotel, and he said, I need you to go check out this new restaurant, something I need your help to start promoting, getting people over to go to it. So the first week I went in with my girlfriend at the time. I'll never forget, he met us there, made us feel like royalty, sat us down, and I'm trying to be all serious because I'm thinking I'm doing this professionally for work, and I got to check out the restaurant, and every 15 minutes there was someone at the table making us try something, go through something. I felt like I was doing a menu tasting. Didn't realize it had only been open a week, and literally I have to say that unless I am out of town, there has not been a week since then that I do not go into Café Nuovo at least once a week. And you know that.
That's right.
Absolutely. Café Nuovo, I have to admit, is truly one of my haunts, my places, whether it's lunch, drinks, dessert, water fire sitting outside with a cappuccino. I am at Café Nuovo at least once a week. So I know it's time frame. It's how many years now? It's 20.
It'll be 23 this July.
23 years.
Yeah.
23 years. So when Café Nuovo opened, Waterfire hadn't started. Oh, Waterfire just started, I think.
So in 1994, I mean, Water Place Park wasn't even finished.
Right, it wasn't finished. That's right. The towers up all around there weren't there.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, cheers. And you've been there
16 years.
16 years.
Yes, indeed.
Mm. All right. So before we get into all that, tell me what you got, because the bacon here is calling me.
For springtime, we have white and green asparagus salad. Has a little champagne vinegar, whole grain mustard and vinaigrette. Radish. This is red vein
Tony, can you see
sorrel.
that? That's awesome.
Candied bacon, obviously the main event, poached egg, and then brioche croutons.
Candied bacon, what does that mean?
So we do a little brown sugar brush on the double. It's double smoked, thick cut bacon. We dress with a little bit of the brown sugar and right in the oven.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You had me at bacon, but asparagus is my favorite thing in the world, so I have to admit this would be something. And this is out now? This is on the menu now?
It's not on the menu now. We actually ran it over the weekend with Easter Sunday, and it was a big hit, so I'm sure you're going to see it on the menu very soon.
Awesome. This looks absolutely beautiful. So, Café Nuovo, and this is something I'm trying to reoccur with a guest today, and sticking with this legend, being... There's restaurants that come in that create a legacy, and then people that create a legend and being part of them. Bob Burke, we were just talking about it, it kind of combines both. Dimitri, in my mind, who is one of the owners over at Café Nuovo, is certainly both. I think that
100%.
he has been a legend in the hospitality that he's brought to people, and had people like you come up under his wings. I mean, being at someplace 16 years is no shortfall.
I couldn't have asked for a better mentor in this situation, and that's
And when you started, you were a waiter?
I started as a waiter. I was actually still at University of Rhode Island. That was in 2001, and it just my heart wasn't into what I was studying in school, and my heart was in the restaurant business. So there I've stayed, and it's been a great journey.
Not only has he become part of the legacy of Café Nuovo, he is a legacy for being there that long. That's amazing. So tell us right now, and I know that Dimitri and I have had these conversations and stuff, and I'm sure that you've experienced in the time you've been there. Café Nuovo opened up and was a success. It did start off and do very well. I think location had a lot to do with it for it, but it wasn't always in the beginning, right? It wasn't. There was always challenges for it.
And if you think about it, at the time, it was one of the first restaurants to really bring in that really contemporary, kind of over-the-top presentation, artistic, and maybe the city wasn't quite ready for it at the time, and it was kind of a pioneer in a sense, and right off the bat, you might have people that say, okay, we visited and would think about going back, and they already had their places that they like to go to.
Right.
So it did take a little time to kind of create those relationships that we've been blessed to have for the last 23 years.
But it seems like, and you say it's contemporary, is what describing it is. It seems like you guys stayed with the style, though. You stayed true to it. You didn't have to make these massive evolutions to try to cater to people. You kind of let people get educated and understand it, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, right. I mean, if you look at changes we've made, yeah, I mean, you always keep an eye on the times, but I think we've had a really good, a lifestyle that hasn't been bounded by definition. And, that's allowed us to really kind of, open our wings a little bit and, be able to make small changes to kind of stay with the trends, but also not have to change too many things. And,
Right.
I think one of the things that we're proud of is a lot of people say that you can't please everyone, and that may be true, but, we really
You set
try
out to do it.
You
Yeah,
know what I
no,
mean?
you
And,
absolutely do.
our menu has, close to 30 entrees at any given time, not to mention all the different salads and appetizers that we're offering. You can eat healthy there, you can have rich, you can have, a lot of different things.
And I've done it all, I have to admit, I have to admit that. So, part of what makes this legacy is the people like yourself, the staff coming in. You've had some tremendous chefs over the years that have worked underneath you and done it.
Indeed.
You've got Jules, who's
Oh,
there now,
yeah.
is,
Jules is great.
and he's a legend, and Jules was there in the past.
That's right.
And
He was
left
there
and came
before
back.
I was.
Right.
He was a sous chef there, even before I started, and and then it's great to have him back. And Lori Nadeau, our pastry chef, is just phenomenal.
So that's another thing, and I think that's important, Maria. You mentioned the pastry chef, is that has been a signature.
100%. And in fact, in those early years where, like I said, maybe people weren't quite getting it just yet, they got the desserts.
Oh, they got the desserts right
And
away.
That's something that, has always been consistent.
And then there's this famous thing for me, the sugar. So this has always been ahead of
That's right.
all the times I've been with family, friends, girls, the whole 9 yards. So you go in, and I'm a cappuccino person. Everybody that knows me knows that I drink cappuccino. I don't have coffee, I drink cappuccino. So the cappuccinos can be this big, if you get the good sized ones that come over. And then you get the sugar that's in a bowl, this big, got a little lid that's on the top of it, and it's rock candy sugar is the best way
Rock
to describe it,
candy,
right?
yeah.
So it's the rainbow of sugar.
Every color you can think of, right?
So you feel pretty happy when you're putting the sugar in, and you watch it swirl around. So I have to admit, it is a silly thing, but it's great. And
That's
people
right.
buy those sugar jars.
They still, yep, and
Right?
we sold some last night. I mean,
See,
yeah, that's right.
It's amazing. Now let's talk about some of the people that have dined with you before we even get into the atmosphere. I've had some really special dinners that were people, I mean, from Buddy Cianci, who used to be a regular as well.
Of course, yeah.
Going way back to with Buddy Cianci and also Anthony Quinn sitting outside at a water fire.
Yes,
dinner
yes.
with Anthony.
I think when they were filming Meet Joe Black, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great honor. We've had a number. I mean, Carol Burnett was in when she was in town, I think last winter, and we had Robert Plant was who I waited on.
Oh,
that
wow.
was
That had to
for
be
me.
cool.
I was extremely starstruck on that one. I got to be honest.
That had to be cool.
We had Sandra Day Connor. We had Chief Justice Roberts.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
When the PGA tour goes to Massachusetts, Vijay Singh has come in a number of times. Jerry Kelly. Over the years we had a number of Patriots. Rodney Harrison used to come in quite a bit. Junior Seau came in, and God rest his soul, he was just the nicest guy I've ever met. I mean,
So
it was unbelievable.
these are the people, if you realize that these type of people are coming to Rhode Island and they're dining at Café Nuovo, you have to realize where it's got that legend and legacy thing that comes together. So describe for us, and I mean, Café Nuovo's got a lot of great attributes, and I don't want to give them all away, but give your description and your version of what people experience when they come into Café Nuovo. Because if you haven't been there or you haven't been back in a long time, this is where you have to realize where it becomes this legacy of the atmosphere that you guys provide. Because you've got outdoors, indoors, private events.
Yeah, I mean, I think that my favorite part about it is that it's an open interpretation to a lot of different people, and I think it's great to see that how many people we've touched over the years. But I think most important, it's to me it starts with just warm service, and we like to be anticipative, just not overbearing, but just right. And there's a lot of different types of people, and you need to be able to adjust as to to what the guests are looking for.
And coming this time of year, probably in the next couple of weeks, your seating capacity is like, you pick up another 50% of your seating capacity,
yeah,
right?
we had about 60 to 70 seats outside. We have 20 tables out there, which we're looking forward to some nice consistent
Weather.
70
Be
degree
nice.
plus that will get us going.
And if you haven't been that or experienced it, and you are a Café Nuovo person, have been back in a long time, or a new person going in, that in and of itself is an experience. To go there on a night, whether there's a water fire or not going on, to sit outside along the riverbank there, feel the atmosphere of the city, see people going by, the staff coming in, I'll take you. It's really, truly a unique experience to be able to have that. And then from an event standpoint, and this is something that I was happy about, is that I think I had one of the very first events that Dimitri did, both on-site and off-site, that Café Nuovo participated in, but you've got the ability, and you guys have hosted some very special things there for the community
absolutely.
in the Rotunda, right?
Oh yes, I mean we've had some events with women and infants. home and hospice, where they've actually transformed the entire space.
And they take it over, right?
The dining room, the outdoor patio, the rotunda. You might forget where you are for the evening. When you're
That's
there.
amazing. And then you guys have, I mean, in keeping with these legendary things that you guys have come up with, Mother's Day is a huge thing for you guys, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mother's Day and then graduations. And by graduations, I don't mean just the colleges that are here. You guys have got, I mean, every high school comes in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's across the board with these families coming over and
That's
experiencing
right.
the
Yeah.
rest
So
of it.
that's more in June. Yeah, May we have the college graduations. In June, we have the high school graduations, and it's a great honor. And a lot of these people, we may have done their baptism, and now we're doing their sweet 16s and their graduation parties. And, it's great being around for so long, because you get to see children turn into adults, and it's a great honor.
No, it's a special place. So my closing questions, you've probably heard this from my guests before. Now as it gets easier as the other guests come in because they hear me asking it. So, Dimitri and I joke around about it. He makes me try different things when I come over. But from your perspective, being there 16 years, the traditions you've had, the menus that evolved, there have to be some dishes that have stuck in your mind or something now that has to be special to you. There things that you would recommend, or a few dishes you recommend that people try when they come in?
Sure. I mean, and whenever I'm asked this question, I break it down right away. Are you thinking meat, or are you thinking seafood? Seafood, our tuna is always very special. Our swordfish is always very special. And then Dover sole is something that very few places in the city carry.
Dover sole, that's right.
But yeah, I would say the tuna and the swordfish jump out at me right off the bat. And then on the meat side of things, the lamb shank, which is Dimitri's mother's recipe, cannot go wrong. And I love our veal chop. It's just fantastic.
Well, the veal chop's unbelievable. So I have to say one thing, because I think it's still on the menu. I haven't had it in a little while because it's usually my summer thing. The bib salad.
Oh, the Boston bib.
Boston bib.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's amazing. I think I come in one week and I get it with chicken. The next week I get it with shrimp. And then I get it with meat. I rotate what I have in the salad, and I still feel healthy when I leave.
That's a great example of doing a nice healthy dinner, and you still feel like you've had enough to eat, but that's a great example of that.
No, and you can have a couple glasses of wine and still feel good about it because you get the lettuce. You do the justification there for it.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Well, I truly appreciate you making the time to come in. I know you guys are extremely busy over there, and I appreciate Dimitri letting you stop over to join me.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Sean. Really appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna get a picture of you and I, and we're gonna slide this out here for you.
All right.
Slide that over with you.
Yeah.
This, and then I'm gonna bring in my next guest in 1 second. I just want to make sure I get a good picture with Sean.
All right.